And welcome to the super fun, awesome, happy time pedal and once again plug-in show. And today I'm looking at this. Now this is GENOME by the lovely people at Two Notes. And I just want to mention right from the start, this was given to me by Two Notes. So this is what you would call a sponsored video. Also, this is a pre-release. So this is a pre-release version. So there could possibly be things that are ever so slightly different once a full version comes out, just so you know. Now, what I thought today is I'm just going to do a quick brief overview of the whole thing, if there's anything specifically you want me to do with this, let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to go more in depth with specific sections. So let me know in the comments if there's anything you want to see. So what I thought today, we'll just do a brief overview, look at the layout, look at a few presets, and then maybe build my own preset or two and go from there. So quick layout. Basically you have, first thing I got to say, which I really like, you can resize the window. You can make it much bigger than what it is now as well. I've got it set to 125. For me, that's a full screen, which is perfect. I always find in a studio especially, you tend to be a little bit further away from the screen, so it's always good to see it. And for doing videos and stuff, and when you're blind with glasses like me, it's good that it's far away and you can resize it. So tick for me. Then up here, you've got all the input stuff, input gain, the routing, input routing you can change. We'll just leave it like that. You also have a tuner. You can turn the output on and off, whether you want it to make noise while you tune or not. Nice big tuner, which is good as well. You can save, you can undo, you can redo, and you can also go reset. So reset is if you make changes, you don't like it, you just want to go back to the way that the settings are when you saved it last. It just goes back to that. You can also do automation. So by the looks of it, you have 10 different things you can assign. If you want to see a full video on that, let me know. I'm not going to do it in this video. I'm just going to sort of skim through it. But you can automate stuff to your track. I'm guessing for live use as well. So you can automate things to volume pedals and switches and all that sort of stuff. So that's what you can do with this. Currently, it's locked to 120 BPM, which is just a default in Logic. But you can link the BPM to your track, whatever track speed it is, or tap. Now that's that. Then basically you have your presets. Oh, I forgot also there's a gate up here. So you do have a gate. You can turn it on, and it has a learn function. But for this preset, it's not turned on, so let's leave it off. Here you have your presets. You click on that. You have banks A to H for your preset. These are all presets that it came with. Now about 100 of them, 105, a guitar, and then these are all bass presets. You also have in B, you have, these are artist presets. So there's, for example, Nielsen, the Big Hairy Guitars guy, which great channel, actually go and check it out. Tom Quayle did some presets, RJ, Ronquillo, hi RJ, also great channel. I'll link to the channels below, go and check him out. Bunch of presets, but then there's also free slots for you. C has DI-Amp, DI-Amp Sim, and all that sort of stuff. I haven't even looked at them yet. We might look at them in a video. And then D to H is all free, so you can put your own presets in it. You can also, on a preset by preset basis, click the little heart, and then when you search, you click on that and it just shows you all your favorites. So it just searches by favorites, basically. You can also, by clicking on that, you can, it's just different options. You can replace, change it, replace it with the current rig. You can delete, rename, you can import stuff, you can export stuff, all that sort of stuff. Won't do in this video. Now, here you have your 10 slots where you can insert things. Now, you've got amps, you've got effects, you've got all different stuff. This is currently the Gemini amp that's selected. If you right click on your mouse, you get into these different options. So this shows you the different amplifiers, which are all, I think, the same ones that you have on the Opus now. Plus codecs. Now codecs is a NAMM and AIDA DSP player. So you can bring in neural amp, modeler NAMM stuff and AIDA-X stuff into here as well and use it. We'll look at that a little later on. Plus all these, plus you just have a power amp option as well if you want to use some other preamp. You have your cabinets, dynamic IRs, which is there, dynamic IRs, and your IR loader. You've got delays, you've got drives, you've got compressors, you've got EQs, you've got an enhancer, you've got modulation, reverb, twin tracker, sort of stereo widener, and you've got the torpedo post effects, which we'll get into it later on as well. Now you can insert them any way you want. This particular preset has the amp. You've got dynamic IRs. It shows you the dynamic IRs here. You can, by clicking on this, it shows you, I think it sort of automatically imports IRs you own as well. Or you can import stuff from here anyway. You've got quite a nice sort of, it shows you quite a nice graphic representation compressor, and then you've got a reverb with quite a lot of different options. Also, you have these little dots in between here. So for example, you want to go in here, click on that, you want to split, you're creating a split, so you can, for example, add a second IR here. So you have 2 speaker cabinets, and then you can have different effects. Now also by clicking on any of them, you can merge, so that merges it again. So you can split and merge. And then by clicking on that, it gives you the option of changing level and panning and all that sort of stuff. And then if you click on this, it should just go back to the, reset it. So that's basically that. And then here you've got your amp. You can also, by clicking on power amp setting, you can change the power amp. And down here in each one of these, you have presets within that. So these are presets within the Gemini amp. If you go to the reverb, you've got presets within the reverb that you can change. So you have reverb presets you can save for within the reverb. So you don't have to have it just as a global preset, but within presets. Okay, let's look at it now. To begin with anyway, I'm going to use this lovely Fender Aerodyne Special Telecaster in beautiful, beautiful California blue. There's a full video we can watch on that guitar up here. Now that goes straight into the front of my Audient ID44 interface, into the DI input in the front. I did a video a little while ago. You can watch it up here, and a link to it in the description below as well, about using different inputs, using a DI, what line, mic level, instrument level, what all those things mean, and what it may mean for your tone when you record stuff with plugins. So check that video out as well. Now, so it goes from that straight into Logic. So the bypass signal is just a guitar going straight into the computer, and it sounds like this. Now, if I turn it on, this is just preset 1 or preset 8000 Cali Cleans. Lovely clean sound with lovely reverb. Now you can, within this now, you can crank the gain a little bit more. It doesn't really overdrive that amp. It stays very, very clean. You can change power amp setting. You don't want EL84s, you want 606s. You want it to be triode. You want KD88. Single-ended. Then a contour thing goes away. You've got all that sort of stuff in here as well. It sounded quite good with that. That sounded quite good before, so let's leave it at that. And then we can go into the reverb and we say this is too much. I don't want a big reverb like that. Let's change it to a, I don't know, what about a wood room? So you can change all dark and moody. It's a lovely reverb. And with this, you get all. I guess there you get all the like the loft as well. So you get all the different rooms, because that's actually one of the things when I first looked at it and you go into the dynamic AI, it doesn't let you change of rooms, but you've got the reverb here anyway. So reverb, you can go into loft, you can go into Studio A, Studio B, Crypt, Hall A. So this is all the stuff from that you usually. It's quite bright, that one. Cathedral. So you can change all that sort of stuff here. Now let's look at a couple more presets while we're looking at presets. What about, we need something clean. Let's go Brit Pack. Okay, so now here, for example, it splits. And this is kind of noisy. There you go. Gates on. So it's less noisy now. Sounds great, actually. This is a Vox style amp on one side with a driver. So I'm guessing it's a clean amp. That sounds really good without it as well, but let's turn it back on. Probably like it without it, almost better. Now, this has got one of those JSON. So this is AIDA DSP neural stuff. A Spawn high gain amp. Now each of them has its own speaker cabinet. This has got a Marshall style with vintage 30 style speakers in it. Reverb is only on one side, and then he combines it back into an EQ and an enhancer. It's a really good sound. Because I'm guessing, so if I turn that off, yeah, that amp is clean. So you've got that sounds cool actually. So that's that. Let's now try, what about something else again? Let's try one or two more and then do our own preset. So let's go, I don't know, grunge icon. So we've got an EQ right at the start. I'm guessing that EQ does a lot to the big muff. Adds a lot of that top end and mids into it. And we've got, Brit J 410 crunch. So this is an actual AIDA-X thing. Am I overdriving the output a bit? I think I'm overdriving the output a little bit. Sorry if there's a bit of crunchiness going on. Now let's turn the output down here a little bit too. You can find out more about the AIDA-X stuff. I did a video with the Mod Audio Dwarf. You can watch that up here. So you can bring all that stuff in too, which is pretty cool. Now let's maybe check out one of the artist presets. Let's check out my buddy RJ. Let's check out his rock lead. Pretty straightforward cabinet enhancer, a little bit of reverb, a little bit of delay. Let's try out some more RJ stuff. 80s LA lead. So it's got a compressor right at the start. What's that? That's the Ultra Drive with a nifty 50, with again Marshall style cabinet, some studio chorus, some studio delay, and a bit of reverb and an enhancer. So there's quite a lot going. Sounds really good though. Let's do one last one. Jazz guitar. No, I'm not a jazz guitar player, by all means. I don't think that needs a gate. And it's using a bass amp, the Ampex style bass amp. That's cool. I'm not a jazzer. Now let's make our own preset, right? Just check, see what it sounds like, make our own preset. Let's go to an empty slot. So let's go, well, actually, let's quickly check out these. What do they do? So we've got, for example, post-rock. What are these? Ah, so they have no amps. So these are just sort of the back end of it. Okay, so this is, for example, if you run an amplifier through the two-note stuff, for example, where is it there? The two-note stuff. But you turn on off the cabinet thing. So this is yeah, okay. That's what that means. Amp DI, amp sim heavy mod. What does that do? Yeah, so this is just the back end of things. Okay, well, let's make our own preset then. Let's go to this. So blank slate. Make a preset. So I'm going to start off, let's make one with a neural kind of thing, right? So I'm going to try out this codecs thing. So here, it comes with a whole bunch of, if you go to documents, two notes, captures. So I'm pretty sure it comes with all this stuff. So this is stuff that is sort of preloaded into it. But I also have, where is it? Neural Amp Modeler. I've got a bunch of stuff. So this is stuff I've downloaded. I did a video a while ago with NAM. You can watch it up here. So I downloaded a whole bunch of stuff. What should I try? Let's try out. I remember that Emil Robic guy. His stuff was really good. So let's try out the 73 Plexi for whatever reason. Cleanish. Okay, now that doesn't have a cabinet. So what we need now is we need to attach a cabinet to it. Let's go dynamic IR. Let's go into here. We want it to be just A to Z. That's the easiest, isn't it? So for example, I quite like the Radcat 25. I quite like that. Now let's see how is the CPU going. It's using a bit, but it's all right. It's doable. Then let's maybe add here. Let's add a little bit of, what should we do? A little bit of reverb. Let's do a studio reverb. And let's see if we preset kind of thing. What about a lively room? Let's use that. Get rid of some. That's quite nice. It's a long, maybe let's make the decay a little less. That was quite a big difference, wasn't it? Let's just do that. Just a little bit of reverb. And let's put, as if it's in the effects loop, let's put a delay in here, for example. Let's use this, just an analog delay. See, that has got presets in itself as well. What about distant whales? one. Let's use that one. Maybe make it a little bit quicker. So now, for example, I like this delay setting. Let's save this delay setting. Let's call it Gabor's delay. I don't know, there you go. So this is now saved as my delay setting as a preset. Now let's maybe stick a drive in front of it. Why not? Let's. I'm a D guy. Let's go with this. Well, let's see how. Let's turn the gain down. Let's crank the volume. That sounds great. It's dynamic. Let's try the same sound with a different guitar. Let's see what the difference is with humbuckers. So this is my PureSalem Guitars Cardinal. You can watch a full video on this up here. And I'm also going to link to PureSalem Guitars Australia down below because they just opened up an Australian branch. So check it out. If you live in Australia and want these guitars, support these guys. They're really good guys, so help them out. So this is humbuckers, same sound. I haven't changed anything. I mean, it sounds very different with the humbuckers. With this as well, let's try out different drive-through. What does that mean? I mean, it sounds great. We can turn the delay off if we don't want that. Maybe the reverb, let's do more like a slapback. That sounds great. I mean, so there's the plexi, cleanish, with some delay, with some reverb. Maybe, can I move that? Yeah, we can move that to give a bit of room here. What about, let's stick some modulation in here. Well, actually, let's make it interesting. Let's make it, maybe here, let's split. Oh, so one side now doesn't have a cabinet, yes. So what about here? Let's do an IR. Let's load an IR. Let's load actually that same neural amp modeler. That one has a IR. Okay, so this is the IR that came with the neural thing that I'm using on that side now. So now what we can do is we can make it, I want it to merge here, the reverb is for both sides. I want to pan that, let's say, what, 35, 34 and 34. This side seems louder than the other. Got to look up here to make sure the output's the same. Or less the same now. That sounds pretty good already. Now I want to put some modulation on one side, but only on one side. What about, I don't know, I want to put some flanger on one side. And I want a big sweep. It's very subtle. Well, honestly, it was sounded better just to try it. I can, for example, move the delay just to one side. I mean, that sounds pretty good. So let's now, for example, save that with the drive on and maybe with the gate on. Let's make it learn it. Make it a soft gate. Now I want to save this. Oh, it's unnamed now, but now I can click here and I can rename. Let's rename it Gabor's DOD Plexi. There you go, that's Gabor's DOD Plexi. Done. Now let's do another preset. Let's go to this one. Start with a fresh slate again, and let's quickly do one with one of their amps. So for example, let's try El Dorado. And again, let's leave a space here. Let's just start with a cabinet. Again, I probably prefer this sort of thing. What about, let's try the Lynch Citrus. That's quite a nice. Actually, you know what? Let's do a... I don't want to do this, because this is like a Soldano kind of thing. I want to do something cleanish. So let's, for example, do... what's flatback? What is that? Oh no, that's a boogie kind of thing. What about, let's do the Aviator. And let's use, I want to use a 4x10 because I like 4x10, open back 4x10 cabinet. That's it. Now, and I want to use, get off it, okay. Can I drag it here? Yes. The other one, a bit closer to. That sounds alright. Maybe move it in a bit. Okay, let's just leave it at that. That sounds good. So this is a 4x10 cabinet. Let's go back to the amp. We want a little bit more gain. Maybe let's make it KD88. Very boomy, maybe take some depth off. It's quite nice. Much less boomy with the... Let's leave it at that. I like that. Maybe gain it up a bit more. Sort of edge of breakup kind of thing. I quite like that. Now maybe let's use for this, let's use a drive like a, well, a clon or two. Let's do the clon. Maybe let's not do a clon. Let's do, what's that one? Ah. Back a bit. That's getting there. Let's do a little bit of reverb or stereo width. Let's do twin tracker. That sounds pretty good. I quite like the twin tracker. What are some settings? Center very wide. What were the default settings? I quite like the default settings. Let's leave it at that. And then maybe put a reverb after it. But I want some, again, very just, maybe like Studio B, something small. Maybe Studio A. Like a lively sort of sound. What about that? And then let's put, I don't know, maybe move the drive forward and put some modulation in front of it. What about some tremolo? Ooh, harmonic gentle. Now I wonder, can you change that to not being a note? Oh, this hurts. I'd prefer that, yeah. And maybe let's stick the studio delay. Yeah, studio delay in here, the other delay now. Maybe make it dotted, and maybe let's make it, okay, so here's the two delays, and you can link them. Let's unlink it, and let's make this a quarter note. It's probably you have to move it here. Let's move it here. Now it's stereo because it was in the effects loop. And I mean, I could go on for hours and hours and hours. I mean, it's sort of limitless. And like I said, if there's anything in particular you want me to look a little bit more into, because I mean, there's stuff we haven't even touched yet. The enhancer, there's EQs. You can go into special for guitar, but you also have studio EQs, which gives you a much broader spectrum of stuff. You can go into different drives, delays, cabinets, the stereo width thing, modulation, enhancer, all this sort of stuff. So if there's anything in particular you want me to go through, let me know. But that's sort of a quick first look at GENOME. I think it's pretty good. So it's an all-in-one guitar production suite. So it basically gives you everything you need to get a finished produced sound to record, get your ideas down. I think it's pretty cool. It sounds really good. It feels great on my computer anyway. There isn't a huge amount of latency. It uses a bit of CPU power, but then I'm used to playing with plugins a lot, so I'm used to that as well. Some people can't handle that, but for me, it's not an issue. Feel-wise, great. Sounds quite different with the two different guitars, two single coils and humbuckers. The feel is good, the sound is good, it's easy to use, it seems quite intuitive. I had one quick look through it before I started filming this video, just to kind of get, you know, my bearings of where everything is. But it's pretty straightforward. If you used any kind of software before, it's very straightforward to use. And like any two-note stuff, I really like it. It's really good. I'm a fan of two-notes. I've been using, I mean, this, I bought this way before I ever started working with two notes, and I used it, and you know, things like the Rev I used at gigs, and before that even I had the old cab, which I still use, which is still here in my rack thing here, which I used to use. Back in the days I used to bring you can't see it, there's a Hughes and Kettner Tubemeister back there, and I used to take it to gigs. And instead of using the red box out, I used to use the DI out from that, and going to the cab, the old cab, and then straight into the PA. This is was one of my first ventures into going direct with amplifiers, and it's really, really good stuff. So I always really enjoy the two-note stuff. This was provided, but it makes no difference to my opinion. My opinion is my opinion. So once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to Two Notes for providing this and giving me an option to do this before pre-release or before the release. Yeah, and thank you to all you people for watching. If there's anything in particular you want me to do with this or with anything else, let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best to do it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.